What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Smackdown review. Once again, back in Brooklyn, New York, Barclays Center, 4 nights in a row. Been there since Saturday for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 to SummerSlam to Monday Night Raw, and now ending it off in Smackdown tonight. But as Smackdown kicked off, it was pretty much starting off with the showing the whole Miz and Daniel Bryan match from Sunday and the brass knuckles. The crowd were chanting for Daniel Bryan as the Miz and Maurice were just standing in the ring. They were silent and had their eyes closed, like they had a moment of silence for somebody. And, they felt like they never felt before. And they pretty much talked about at SummerSlam, something happened. But, he's got a family to think about now. And, he kind of cried and talked about Daniel Bryan. Got to make fun of his retirement speech, saying, with a heavy heart and utmost sadness, he said, and Miz was just right there. He said, I am retiring. People really went nuts for that and cheered. I was like, if it was true in that. And Miz says, I am retiring from ever facing Daniel Bryan again. Probably because that match was not good on Sunday. It just wasn't. Next thing you know, Miz then talked about this whole 8-year saga is now ended with a great conclusion, and that, he's got something what he wanted to do. He said he beat Daniel Bryan in front of a sold-out Barclays Center, and, that, everything Daniel Bryan did to punch him 100 times could not equal up to the one Miz punches he put today. It's the hardest punch in WWE and the entire arena. And then, he punched Daniel Bryan in the face, and he 1, 2, 3, he pinned him in front of his wife and his daughter. And they talked about Miz and Mrs. and talked about it was on episode 5 now, I believe. I haven't really watched it, so I'm surprised they're already in 5 episodes. And he didn't pretty much, people started to chant for Daniel Bryan until he actually came out. Daniel Bryan kept saying, coward, coward, coward at Miz as Miz tried to calm him down. And he hid behind Maurice, and then Daniel said, coward will always be in the record books for you, but the record books, as Miz said, would be Miz beating Daniel Bryan, and that he's superior to him, and that he has never a chance to go after him again. Bryan told him to shut up, and you can mock my retirement speech and pretend that you didn't cheat to win, but you're nothing but a facade, pretty much. You're just makeup wearing in this ring right now. You're just a Hollywood wannabe who's cosplaying to be a professional wrestler, as he put it. And Maurice told Daniel Bryan to retire and go home. He's a loser and should change his name to Daniel Bella. And Miz laughed at it. Next thing you know, Brie Bella's god-awful Brie mode music. I swear that's one of the worst music in this company. That's why I see so many bad parodies of it, even on Botchamania. It's that horrible music. She comes to the ring. Maurice gets out, but starts throwing punches at Miz then. Daniel came in and clotheslined him and said, he spoke to Paige and that at Hell in a Cell, we are going to meet again, but in a mixed tag match. Pretty much Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus Miz and Maurice. Do I really want to see a mixed tag match? No. Does it continue the story? Yes, it does. To whatever contract Daniel Bryan signed, but obviously this feud is still going. I don't really give a shit about Brie Bella being in the ring. I don't think anybody wants to see any of the Bellas back in the ring ever since we've seen them for damn near 3 nights in a row now. 1 minute they're on Raw, now you got one on SmackDown helping Daniel Bryan, which makes sense, but I don't think people want to see the Bellas in general. I don't think they really give a fuck about them. It's almost like they were part of that Divas era, and it's like it sets them, this, women's division back a little because of them. But they want to keep this whole Maurice and, and her involved in it, so tag match it is, but they really want to continue this feud. Hopefully it's not a bad match like it was at SummerSlam, to be honest, because I don't know, the crowd just wasn't into it. It just felt really slow. In my opinion, it did. So you can argue with me on that if you want. Miz and Maurice were pretty much complaining what happened out there. They're the biggest stars on the USA Network, and that Paige is a worse GM than Daniel Bryan. And then she talked about him getting punched in the face by Brie Bella, and the match stays and threw her hand up on Maurice then. Randy Orton went against Jeff Hardy. Not bad, I will say that. Orton trying to rip those earlobes out of Jeff Hardy. That's why it's like something to cringe at when you look at it. He didn't try to hit Hardy with the DDT, but Hardy had him on the ground and pretty much stopped Randy Orton in the nuts and started beating him all around the arena, then throwing him into the ring post and announce table, and then walking into the crowd area, started him with guardrails, beating him with chairs. I don't think it was the tech area, I believe. He put him on the table and then climbed up some metal crates and swan-tomed on top of that on Randy Orton, taking him out. I'm sure this is going to continue and Orton's going to come back and get at Jeff Hardy. I don't think this is over yet, so I'm sure we'll see more of this feud continue with both Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton, whoever comes back at whatever one next week. But Jeff did get his, kicking the shit out of him tonight, so that was one thing. The Bar went in the back, asked who they thought were going to win the tag titles. They didn't really care because they were just offered a challenge to face the winners. The Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson, which I forgot they were actually there at one point in time in this company. I'm actually surprised they haven't seen them at the New Japan yet with the Bullet Club. But they start talking about the tag team match, like who do you think's gonna win this? Like they're like analysts now, and Gallows is doing this like as far as like a Scottish impression, like yes, this is what Dave Nakamura's gonna kick, and I don't know. It's like they were doing this whole thing about the New Day and the Bludgeon Brothers, like they were like sports analysts, so it's pretty funny. So when you go back and look it up, Gallows there. I don't know why people keep saying. I've been hearing this all day now. People been telling me, what is he with Nia Jax now? I don't really know much on that, but that's what I hear. The Bar then told him that we're gonna see you on the ring because next week we're gonna beat you and everything. If you guys want a title shot and stuff, that they're gonna kick their heads off. So they said we are the Bar. So I guess that was set up. They had this Domino's like Pizza Hut, I guess, match. I kept saying special edition of Smackdown the whole night. It was Naomi versus Peyton Royce. Corey Graves, I saw he took a shot at Meltzer at one point. If you want to go look at that whole thing, please do. With the but the Dave Meltzer versus Peyton Royce thing. That whole thing just went crazy. And most, I'd say, WWE wrestlers were really going at Meltzer, though. They really were. Saying I'm a lot. The whole thing with the Iconics coming out trying to annoy the crowd just ain't really working. You heard a boring chant a couple of weeks ago because obviously this isn't working. Royce then got in the ring. Got in the ring to face Naomi then after that. Peyton Royce pretty much got the win after Naomi knocked Billie Kay to the ring post, and then Naomi... I saw something. Royce knocked Naomi into the Royce knocked Naomi to the turnbuckle. Fisherman suplex after that, or was the Fisherman Buster for the win. So I guess to say for once the Iconics got some type of win, because usually they lose to everybody on here, that they have become enhancement talent at this point, and I don't think they were getting over. Big E was in the back with some trainers as they were asked how his ribs doing. He's actually eating some ribs and stuff, and he'd rather have them smoked or barbecued, but they were talking about his actual ribs and that they were terrible and that he couldn't go out, so it was all up to Kofi and Xavier to bring the gold back. As they said, they were going to become 5-time tag team champions. Becky Lynch. Now, this is one of the bigger parts of the night, as people wonder, is Becky heel? Is she face? What is she, as people keep saying throughout all of this ever since Sunday? As she came out pretty much pissed in. And she came out pretty much pissed in after that. She pretty much talked about that, I deserve to be the women's champion, and that Charlotte stole it from her, and that she deserved the beating she got. As people cheered for her and chanted Becky throughout this entire promo. She said SummerSlam was about Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar or Seth Rollins or AJ Styles, and that it wasn't about Charlotte Flair. And that, she deserves to hold up that title. She has built this women's division on SmackDown. and then talked about the fans. So you can tell she's heel, but it's like the crowd are doing their best to cheer her name and on her side, but she's doing her best to be a heel out there to what they given her. And I know she was kind of pausing out there, but she talked about the fans, that you weren't with me the whole time. You didn't do no hashtag give Becky a chance or where it was my opportunities, and that no one boycotted SummerSlam when Charlotte was in the match, and that you cheered for her when she was the new champion on Sunday. And that, you know, we talk about one of the best in the WWE, and that my name isn't coming out anyone's mouth. I don't need your sympathy tweets. You're just all a generation that just all talk and no action, pretty much. So really much berating the fans. Really strong work, I say, right there, coming at her. You know, trying to make sure, like, even though people looking at her as a face, she's doing her best to get this heel thing over. Really, really doing her best. But no one really sees Becky as a heel. It's just she gets been screwed over so long that everything she did on Sunday was justifiable. But she said she was going to take action. And seeing that 3 count hit woke her up from a trance, and that, you know, she had to tear Charlotte's head off after what happened. And that, you know, my so-called best friend's been holding me back, and that she's not even my friend anymore, and that she says she's the best wrestler in the women's division, and that no one's going to hear from anyone in the back or the arena, anyone watching at home, that she is the best. Charlotte came out, pretty much a brawl in. Once again, people cheering more for Becky and chanting her name as people booed at Charlotte in this match, but in this brawl. Paige brought out the rest of the women to break it up. Finally, she see Asuka, which now Asuka's been reported to breaking up people, which you barely could break Charlotte back half the time out there. But you saw the women from Paige's old group, the what was their old group? Not PCB, but I don't even remember Paige's name group, to be honest. Now after this long, I actually forgotten it. But it was like Deville, Rose, Iconics, Lana, Vega, Naomi, Asuka, which is just weird seeing her out there because we haven't seen Asuka for weeks, but now she finally shows up there. But as they brawled and broke it up, a really big thing. I know people are just going to say that now. It is Charlotte should be the heel and Becky be the face, but they're doing this backwards. And Becky really was doing her best out there to cut a great heel promo, which some people booed, but most of it was either cheers or you know, chants for Becky. But will they switch this around? I don't know, but that was probably one of the bigger shows, highlights of the night. Another rematch I don't think anybody wanted to see from a pre-show match. Rusev and Lana versus Almas and Vega. This match was a lot of Rusev Day chants, of course. Almas looked like he was about to win with the hammer like DDT, but he went to go get a chair. English can stop them from hitting him with the chair. Machka kick, accolade. It was over. So hopefully Rusev and you know, Almas moves on from this to something else, because Almas hasn't really been done much with anyways ever since he got to the main roster and stuck in this feud. So hopefully he's got something better. Same with Rusev if he does not turn on English, but we shall see what goes on from there, because this feud has just lost its luster a long time ago. But Nakamura was in the back talking about his U.S. title and how he beat Jeff Hardy, and now that this is going to be the United States of Nakamerica, which is very interesting to hear. So we will see where that goes from that. Nakamerica. AJ Styles had a promo with Renee Young as her standing on the stage, almost like a mean Gene Okerlund as they did in the 80s, I believe, interview style. As he talked about, he couldn't find the words for what happened last Sunday, so people were chanting, "Who's your daddy?" And he had the microphone. He didn't regret what he did to Joe, but he's made him lose his actions, and he was upset what happened. As he was upset what happened last Sunday, what Joe did and what he said, but he's made a promise if Samoa Joe ever talks about my family again, he was going to tear his heart out. Next you know, Samoa Joe trips AJ Styles, chokes him out, gets the camera and says, "Hey, Wendy! Styles says he's going to put the kids to bed tonight, but Daddy went already night-night." Great intensity by Samoa Joe as usual, choking him out. And it was effective, so this feud is not over. We know this is going to go into Hell in a Cell, so we will find out and see what we go on from there with that. So that was gonna happen. But next thing you know, what was I gonna say? Well, I don't know why I just zoned out right there. But yeah, like I said, this whole Joe and AJ Styles thing continues, most likely in the most likely could be a Hell in a Cell match. So watch out for that. Carmelo's in the back wanting her rematch for the title, and she would not be title shamed by Paige. R-Truth walked up and he said, like, you've been ducking me for too long. All I gotta do is beat you, and I get a title shot. But Paige says this is not how it works, so you can go. But Carmella will get, so you got lucky this time. Well, he told Carmella, but Paige gave her a rematch, and she moonwalked out there. She kept yelling the truth and telling her to put her down. Main event time, New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers in a no DQ match for the Tag Team Championships. And I will say this was a brawl out here. Big E had to go in the back. And I keep hearing Rowan was injured in this match. I don't know if it was his wrist, but I heard he was injured throughout the day. And I didn't know what was going to happen from here. But next thing you know is they brawled to the announce table. One spot that looked crazy was when I think he threw Rowan somewhere and Luke Harper threw one of the damn announce chairs at Kofi Kingston, which looked crazy. They knocked each other off the announce table at multiple points of time, but just throwing like steps was just insane. Kofi took a lot of big hits out here, I will say that, as they kept hitting the New Day with chairs, and he tried to get a DDT on it, but it didn't work. But pretty much clotheslining them. New Day trying to survive out there throughout multiple times of this match. They even got a ladder and had some chairs on it. We're going to put Woods through it, but they pretty much did like a crucifix power bomb on Kofi Kingston onto the ladders then. I would say hard to watch that, pretty much a brawl out there. But as pretty much Rowan came in ringside, he had one of the Thor hammers with him as Luke Harper just kept slapping, firing up Eric Rowan. He was going to charge at Kofi, but him and Woods dodged the barricade, and Rowan went through the barricade then. So after Rowan went through it, Kofi pretty much saved Woods after getting powerbombed by Luke Harper then onto a ladder. Onto a ladder after being powerbombed. Not a ladder, but a table then. Kofi came to save with the mallet. Pretty much Woods hit an elbow through the table onto Luke Harper, pinning him, pretty much now making the New Day 5-time Smackdown just tag team champions in general. Big E came out, they celebrated. A really great episode of Smackdown, I will say that. I kind of knew the New Day was going to win this anyway. I probably didn't do it on Sunday, but wait for this no DQ match to happen tonight. But I heard Rowan was hurt. But like I said, New Day, I will say was one of the highlights of the night was the New Day, Becky Lynch's promo, which was pretty good. I know some people are going to say that here and there with it. About the old AJ and not Nakamura, but Samoa Joe segment was pretty good. I will say that. Is there anything else I'm actually forgetting throughout this entire show on SmackDown tonight? And that really came for the mixed tag match or anything. But the Daniel Bryan and Miz segment was really good also. I don't really care about the Bella coming back for a match, so I'm not really how to think about that, so I don't care. But this is my SmackDown review tonight. Like I said, there was a lot of good things happening on this show. It was better than what Monday Night Raw was putting on, but like I would say one of the two biggest highlights was, New Day regaining tag team championships again, and the Becky Lynch promo, heel, face, or wherever going with this. So we shall see what happens. So I'm really pretty much good to go. I'm gonna go check out this 205 Live because I heard Wale was gonna be on commentary for it. So I may gonna give this a shot if he's on commentary. I don't know. Wale's always worked with WWE. He's been trying to get creative for like damn near years now. So I've always heard those rumors too. But that's my review of SmackDown. I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about tonight's show on everything that went down tonight on the show, the Orton return or anything else returning on this. But yeah, I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Comment, subscribe, and peace out.